Good afternoon, everyone. I'm going to get everybody in and we'll get started. One second. Today we're going to talk 210 home warranties. So you all, I'm sure, have seen the full packet that I have in my hands here. Also on 210, part of the reason I wanted to do 210, let me stop my share screen for a second. Is I'm not sure if y'all have seen these door hangers, but these door hangers are really great for securing business, either for sale by owners or for expireds. And what it says is, it basically says, sell your home through me and receive a complimentary home warranty service agreement during the selling period for your appliances, heating, plumbing, and electrical systems. Learn more at 210homewarranty.com. And it has a little space here. You're not going to be able to see it on the computer, but a little space where you can actually put your business card in here, and it's cut out to be a door hanger. So just wanted to make sure, in case you didn't know, we have these in all of our offices. If you happen to notice that we're running low, just let me know and I can get us more. But a really great prospecting tool. And these come free through our rep calling for 210. But let's go ahead and dive into 210 home warranties. What are they? What do they cover? And most importantly, what do you as an agent need to know when a client asks you about a home warranty? So I'm going to share my screen, and I have a couple of different things pulled up here. Let me rearrange so we can see everything a little bit better. One second here. There we go. Okay, I'm going to zoom in. So first and foremost, this is, well, let me zoom in. There we go. This is just, I pulled a couple pages. So again, this is the actual whole home warranty package. It has all kinds of pages in here, like 5 or 6 pages. I'm jumping straight to page number 6, which this breaks down what the home warranty actually covers. So you can see for the heating coverage, this will cover up to 2 systems and all the check boxes. By the way, they offer 3 different tiers of packages. Okay, so 210 offers a simple, a standard, and a supreme. So when you see SIM, that stands for simple, the STA stands for standard, and the SUP stands for supreme. Those have varying costs. We'll get to that here in just a minute. But you can see what is checked on here dictates what comes with each plan. So if you are getting the simple plan, then you're going to get these first, whatever that is, 10 items. If you step up to the standard plan, which does cost about $150 more, then you still get these same items for heating. You can see for appliances, you get a lot more, and there's a whole nother page with more things as well. If you do the Supreme, then you get everything. So you can see it adds built-in heat lamps, crane costs, correction and improper installation. And I tell you this because this is worth spending a little bit of time and reviewing with your client, because your client most likely is going to be like, hey, which one of these plans should I choose? And your response should be, well, that depends. It depends on your house. It depends on your situation. If you have a, let's just say, a roof-mounted HVAC, then you might want to get the Supreme, because depending on the size of the unit, let's just say you're selling a commercial property, which I don't even know if this covers commercial, I'm just using it as an extreme example. Those things have to be lifted with a crane and set on the roof. So if you ever seen that at like a factory, it's pretty amazing, by the way. Sometimes they bring in even helicopters to drop them in. So you can see where that could be, where you could use that, because this covers crane costs versus the other 2 don't. Also, it's worth noting, air conditioner and heat pump, I want you to see this little line here. Purchase required for seller coverage, $50. So remember that flyer that I went over in the beginning. It talks about that you do have, during the selling period, it'll cover your appliances, heating, plumbing, and electrical, not your air conditioning. If you want, through this little free program where it's covered during the listing period, so from the time you list it until the time it goes, until it sells, that's considered the listing period through the closing date. If you want air conditioning coverage or heat pump coverage, then you have to purchase that. That's $50. So that is worth noting in here. I just want to make sure I point that out. And you can see if it's the circle, then that means it's $50 to cover based on in this case, it would be the standard plan. Basically, to break it down, just so you know, I'm looking at the sheet here, the last page on the pamphlet. The simple is $499 with a $100 service fee. That covers heat, AC, water heater, and refrigerator. Standard, $649 with $100 service free. That's the simple plan plus appliances, plumbing, and electrical. And then the Supreme is $749 with $100 service fee. That gets you everything that the standard, but also covers washer, dryers, and then a few other Supreme items, which the Supreme items are these extra things here. So long story short, spend some time on this page and make sure that you understand what each thing is. They have down here excluded items. So for example, sticking with just the heating, underground piping and well pumps for geothermal and water source systems are not covered. High velocity systems aren't covered. Humidifiers aren't covered. Zone control and energy management systems aren't covered, so on and so forth. It's worth spending a little time reading this fine print. Most importantly, it's worth having your client spend time and read this and say, Mr. and Miss Seller or Mr. and Miss Buyer, whatever the case is, say, 210's a great company. I've done a lot of business with them. That's honest truth. I really have. I think they're a good company. Home warranty companies are in the business to make money, make no doubt about it. And they make money by selling a bunch of warranties and hope that only a certain percentage actually make claims. But inside of there, everybody thinks that because you have a home warranty, everything in your house is covered. And that's just not simply the case. It clearly outlines what is covered and what isn't covered. So let's look through a couple other pages real quick so that you can see how that makes sense. So this is page 2. Inside of here, just look on the left hand side, it covers plumbing, electrical, what's covered. Here's the seller complimentary services that I was just talking about. Again, it's coverage during the listing presentation in advance of closing. You do have to fill this out, send it in, obviously. But it's just a really great option for free to help you win some listings. And this breaks down what's covered and what isn't covered and tells you how much it would cost to add the air conditioning heat pump for $50. Now, if you scroll over again to additional buyer options, focusing on just the buy side, which is the very next page in our workbook here. So now I'm jumping to page 8. They can pay in addition to what they pay for the home warranty or ask the seller to pay. Don't forget, you can get sellers to pay for these a lot of times. Then you can add additional things. So if they have a built-in wine cooler, extra refrigerators, things like that, $50 each will cover those home warranty period, cover under the home warranty period, which is typically 1 year, with an option to renew for a second year. Washers and dryers, $65. Add in extra stuff in terms of appliances, $85. Pool, spa, freshwater equipment, $180. Saltwater, $355. So on and so forth. So just know that you can add things on in here as needed. Let's go to our next page. I hate the way this is formatting this. I wish I could change that, but I don't know how. So on the last page, this is what breaks down the actual cost. And this is the very last page of the pamphlet itself. If you just want to grab a pamphlet and jump to it to review it, it breaks down everything. So what all's covered, again, simple, standard, Supreme, and then seller coverage, what's covered under seller. And they even note the $50 on the additional air. Here's the price of each different thing and breaks down different buyer options, and then they have new construction. I'll be honest, most people who are building new constructions, they're offering you a warranty on majority of the stuff. I'm not telling you not to buy one. I'm just saying be careful of getting double coverage if you're selling a new construction. But this is what I really wanted to focus on. I just wanted to kind of give you the gist of what that document looks like. But on here, this is the page that we actually fill out. And just so you know, if you happen to use DocuSign, I know some of you use various e-signature platforms. I did just submit this form to DocuSign to have it formatted. And my guess is by maybe next week, we'll have this to be able to fill it out and electronically send it to our clients to be able to set up. But basically, to fill this out, the first thing is you're going to start in this top left corner, and you're going to select your coverage. So are you getting seller coverage or are you getting buyer coverage? You just simply check that box. Then which coverage do you want? If it's a single family home, then this is the price, $579. If it's a condo, a duplex, or a townhouse, each unit is $559. Same thing for standard coverage. You can see their pricing here, supreme coverage. So you're just going to check which coverage you want. If it's a new construction, you're not going to check any of these boxes, and instead you're going to check one of these, as well as checking the box, do you want this to begin at closing, or do you want this to begin 1 year after closing? So there are some times that maybe the home warranty or the home builder provides you a 1 year home warranty at closing, and then you'll want this to start 1 year and 1 day later, so that basically you have 2 years worth of warranty. Here's where you would check the boxes for each individual additional options that the buyer wants to select. Then you add it all up. So my service fee agreement, what did I pick in this box here? A seller AC and heat pump, that's only if you're adding this $50 line here, and then any additional buyer options, which will be right here, and then you add up the total at the bottom. Once you've done that, you're going to jump over to the right hand side. This is the address of the home to be covered. So this is the physical home itself that's being covered. If you, for some reason, it's maybe an investment property or something, or they live somewhere else, you can add in a mailing option here. And then the home seller and buyer's information. So what's the seller name, phone, and email? What's the buyer's name, phone, and email? You can check this box to get all of the information going forward electronically, meaning the buyer seller is going to get emails, you're going to get emails instead of paper copies. If you don't check this box, they will send you paper copies on a majority of the things. And then you're going to fill out your agent information. So who are you representing, the buyer, the seller, or you could be both. What is your name, your real estate office phone number, who's the buyer agent info, who's the closing and title information. You do need to fill all of this out, even though you're maybe only representing one party. This does need to be completely filled out. Then from there, you can actually submit this. So let's say that they're buying this at closing. You can actually submit this to your title company, and the title company will actually write you a check out of closing if that's the way, maybe if the seller's paying for it, or if the buyer, wants it to come out, they can actually make this part of the closing process where you'll get a check at closing. And a lot of title companies, I know that a lot of the title companies I use, they'll actually mail that off for you, and you don't have to worry about it. But if not, you'll need to collect a check from the home buyer, send it in with this form. By the way, you can do all of this online. Just want you to know, you can just go to 210's website, which is just 2-10.com/agent. So 2-10.com/agent. Here it is right here, just so you know, as well as a phone number that you can reach them. And I can send you Colleen, our rep's direct cell phone number if you like. So just know you can do this paper or online, either way. If you do mail it in, it has the address that you're going to mail it, and you're mailing that over to St. Louis. And then also, the other thing is you can have them do the coverage agreement where they check this box, says they agree to the coverage on my behalf, or you can have them decline coverage. So that's just one of those things. Like, I present home warranties to pretty much everybody, and they either buy a home warranty or they check this box and decline it. I put this in the file, and just that way they can't ever come back to me and say, I didn't know home warranties wasn't an option. Well, actually, they are an option, and I presented it to you, and you even signed this saying that you didn't want a home warranty. So miss me with that, right? So, but just know that, it's a good way to just cover all your bases. A lot of buyers and even potentially sellers might not even know that home warranty is an option. And while a home warranty is like any other insurance, if you don't use it, some people say, well, you're just wasting money. But, the actuality is, if you have a HVAC go out and it needs to be replaced and it can't be saved, you're probably looking at, if it's a full system replacement, $6,000, and a home warranty, even if you go the Supreme route, is like $750. So you're going to save some money. Now, there is no guarantee that they're going to pay for everything, but a lot of the times you're going to at least get the what's broken fixed. Like, they might come in and fix a fan or something along those lines, or maybe they have to fix a piece of the dishwasher to get it working again. But if it can't be saved, they do a replacement for you a lot of times. There's a ton of fine print in this thing, by the way. If you look at page 10, terms and conditions, all kinds of fine print in here. I just want to point one thing out in here. And I don't know exactly where it is. I'll need to read through it again, but they actually have a dollar limit on how much they're willing to pay out. So they won't exceed $25,000 total, but also inside of here, I'm just looking to see if I can find it really quick. There's a limit on how much they cover on the HVAC. So let's see if I can find that really quick. I don't see it in here. I want to say it's like $5,000. But you can read through here, and it is in this fine print somewhere, and it has the name of it is, it tells you like coverage. So there's non-coverage costs and additional responsibilities and payments. So just read through there, make sure you understand what your limits are. Just because if you have somebody who's dealing with a $20,000 HVAC system, they might need to get upgraded coverage through 210, and 210 does have that ability as well. You would need to call and talk to the seller rep, explain what your situation is, and they can provide you custom pricing that would cover your clients. So there's really quick 210 home warranties, a little bit about them, a little bit about their awesome. If you're going after sellers and need extra value, you can get free coverage during the listing period. It doesn't cost you or the seller anything unless you add that AC or heat pump coverage. But that's 210 warranties. So anybody have any questions on what those are, how you use them, or how you fill the forms out? All right. Well, I appreciate y'all spending some time with me. Like I said, these recordings will be on our YouTube page if you ever need to go back and reference them. And as always, if you ever need anything, you need help filling these out, or you just have a general question about home warranties, reach out to me. If I can't answer it, I'll connect you with our sales reps that can. All right. Appreciate y'all. Have a great day.